Excuse me. Need to update my. 200 more courages. Yeah, there we go. We got that up to date. Yo, good morning, Ellie. How you doing? Yeah. No, it's Zapped. Yeah, this poor Zerk is about to get his spot taken from him by an asshole sage. But I'll do it in my PV setup because he's in a PV setup. Need some more Delby old guckpap. Damn. Please don't glaze me. My head's inflated enough. I don't need it anymore. You're just going to cause problems for people around me. Actually, quickly, let's see how Soler ended last night. Why is Calb letting himself decay? He hasn't played in like a week. He's been just decaying 40 points a day. Wait, is Suicide decaying too? Let's see, 64-19, 64-19, 64-19. Oh, this just shows... Wait, 64-19. Does it show the date on... No, it doesn't. I'd have to go to the Velia 4. Okay, let's go to a day ago. Sage. 64-19. 64-19. Oh, wait. Yeah, even he decayed. Or wait, no, wait. 64... 63-17. 64-19. Yeah, he decayed 50 points. He hasn't played in like 4 days. So he's decaying. He's decaying. Yeah, what's the top 100 that stop at? 1740. Oh my god, Justin is hanging on by a thread. Still the number 15 Sage, though. Because he knows he'll pass everyone again when he does play? I don't know. That's no reason to decay. You just play your one maintenance game. You lose less points. And you have the chance of winning points. You lose less if you lose and have a chance to win. I think there's just something going on. Maybe they have an agreement to let stages drop. So this way, we dodge the bullet when it comes to nerfs. Okay. Time to grind. Let's feed our workers. Let's flag up so the Zerker knows we mean business. Let's make sure we're on Arsha. Okay. And wait, spec? Okay, good. We didn't change specs. 1740, so low? What the fuck? I mean, it's only been 2.5 weeks. They also got rid of streak bonuses. Streaking bonus was insane. They should never have done that. Solar Incarnate doesn't mean anything when the whole top 100 is Incarnate. Right? I think this season is much better in the rating sense. Okay, there we go. Sorry, Sky Daddy. Oh, wait, is he coming back? Oh, it's Mr. Gotti. Oh, shit. What happened to my ability there? I legit started walking. Here I am trying to be nice to the Zerker, and I set myself up. Oh, goddamn! What the fuck was even that? This is what I hate about being evasion. PvPing in mobs is fucking dangerous. A little standing V. Hey, I'm being respectful. I'm attacking this PvEer to take the spot in a PvP setup. Yeah, I don't have DR boots. Bessie. Missing a lot more than 9 DR, not 7. It's 9 on the gloves and like 30 something on the boots. 9 DR isn't a small amount. Especially in PV. I was unfortunate though. I like Divine Executioner straight into the pack just as they did some shit and it hit my back. God damn. You don't need an answer to that, do you? Why do people run green boots? I know you know the answer to that. There's only one reason why anybody would ever run green boots. Is green's your favorite color? That's exactly the answer. See? At least somebody knew. Now if they let me wear purple boots. Maybe the Sovereign boots will be purple. Or, hey, maybe the Sovereign armor set will be purple and I'll get my wish. Hey, we almost had different colored Fallen God. Remember when they were originally planning on giving it to us? You were going to start back over at Pry when you went to Fallen God, and there would have been Pry, Duo, Tet, and then Pen. Like, instead of them all just saying Pen, like their boss armors, and having the dots underneath, they were going to actually have just different colors, depending on the enhancement level. What's up, Mr. Howie? The dots are so cringe. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the dots either. I was doing some testing with Evasion too against DR on Sage, and it looks like it actually just doesn't matter. Full Blast Evasion is just as tanky or just as squishy as Full Blast DR. The primary difference between the two setups is if you want to actually be tanky, you can with Evasion, where DR you don't. You can never be tanky as Evasion, or sorry, you can never be tanky as DR on Sage. So basically there's a sacrifice, right? is if you build evasion, you can be tanky as Sage, and you're obviously never going to be like Zerker tanky or whatever, right? Striker tanky. But you can be tanky. But now you got to sacrifice PvE tankiness all the time. Which, if you're grinding Orzeka, is a problem, or Zekia. Darkseeker's typically not a problem until just that moment. But yeah, I did another test with another Sage who was full glass as well with DR boots versus me full glass with evasion boots. And we had a ranger attacking us and go from 0 accuracy crystals all the way up to 6 accuracy crystals. And we tested like every step of the way. And it made like no difference at any point, the amount of damage we took. There were times where he would die one attack sooner and times where I would die 1 attack sooner. But both times, like when it came to that 1 attack, there was like the person who was still alive had like 1% health left. So like it makes no difference either way, really. But like I said, the difference is at the extremes of evasion. You can actually, if you start stacking a bunch of evasion, you can be quite tanky. I just hope that they reconcile the, like with Sovereign Armors, I hope that they give us monster damage reduction on evasion armors. You know that's why I was surprised. Wait, huh? Crystals don't feel the same? Yeah, because you can't really do them on the fly. Back in the day, one of the main things you would swap was just your offhand. That was it. Maybe a belt. Maybe a ring. If you had enough AP. Pay to win box. Only certain classes could press that, and you gotta put your weapons away. It's very impractical to do. It's actually easier to just put shit on your hotbar and hit that, because you don't actually have to put your weapons away. Also, that box has always been obtainable. Or maybe I'm thinking of the Patrigio box. Never mind, I might be confusing with the Patrigio box. I can't remember if there's other ways to get the Morco bag, now that I think about it. I know Patrigio box you can get from, there's a weekly quest you can do. There's a, I think what is that? The Night Vendor. Yeah, you might be right, actually. The Morco box, I don't know. Maybe they gave it away once for seasons, because I don't know why I have 2 of them. Yeah, they ended up putting a lock on that box, though, right? They ended up making it so you had to put your weapons away, and you couldn't have done a CC recently. Because when that bag was first added, like the first week of it being added, you were able to swap gear even when you're on the ground using that bag. So you could basically put on a full DP setup, and then as soon as you got a catch, press your button, swap to full AP, and blast people. And that was fucked up. That was fucked up. Good thing they addressed that real quick, because that would have been the most boring meta ever. The Morcos into slots for presets when they come? Well, I don't know about that. I still use them for life skilling gear. Unless they have presets for life skilling too, like when you equip a fishing rod, it equips your fishing set. Oh my god, please, for the love of God, please do that. That sounds so good. But, yeah, if they don't, I still want the bags for that. Yeah, the thing that's annoying about that is if you pull your fishing rod out first, watch this. See? Like, if I swap these, they swap fine, right? Oh, I gotta pull my weapons away. It all swaps fine, right? But watch this. If I pull my fishing rod out first and then try to swap, it'll swap everything. See, it won't swap. I don't know why it swapped it the first time. Maybe it'll swap to the chair, but it won't swap off the chair with your fishing rod out. So, like, if I'm not paying attention, I won't have the right thing. So, like, that's annoying. I guess that goes one way, not the other. What's this? Yeah. Oh, look at me. Same deal. You probably have, like, each different costume in a different bag, right? So I used to do that, and I found it annoying. Because you needed so many bags for one. So what I ended up doing is I ended up organizing it by slot. So all of these at the top are all helmets. So I'm using all 8 slots. It just felt bad with costumes. Like in some cases, you're using 2 slots in a bag. And then the rest of the bag was empty. So I started organizing it by slot. So all the helmets, all the chest pieces, all the gloves, all the boots, and then weapons, right? Accessories. And then these are the ones that I keep loaded, like swimming outfit, Arsha, camouflage, desert camo. And then, yeah. So I found that this more efficiently utilized the space in each bag doing it this way. And it also made it easier that, like, when you were trying to mix and match, speaking of which, I actually completely forgot. I wanted to try something. One thing I hated about the Karanos armor was the Karanos helmet was the fact that it looked like he had a sock over his face if you try to color it. But one thing I meant to test recently is with that new... Oh, it looks like it goes over it. That's annoying. Like this, yeah. Like, I hate that. I don't know why they didn't just keep this black and then make the eyes separate in this slot. Like, that is just so annoying. But now, like, if I want to color these, it's attached to this. And I hate that. And one thing I wanted to check was with this... Oh, I had it turned off. Wait, maybe it does work. Does that maybe cover that part? No, the helmet still goes over it. Yeah. It's just they ruined that helmet. Like, one of the potentially coolest helmets in the game, they fucking ruined. Because they attach those two things to each other. Shit makes me angry. Yo, what's up, John? You only have one costume, can't cron it? Or Zekia? Or the Nuver. Unrelated note, something happened to Aeon Janus. He looks so different. I mean, he grew a beard, he grew his hair out, and he's put on a little bit of weight. I mean, age will do that. But yeah, there's, like, you look at him... man, I don't want this to come off in a bad way, right? I'm just talking about in, like, the amount of transformation. Like... Man, I'm trying to figure out how to say this, like, without it coming off in a bad way. I'm not even going to say it, because I don't want it to be misinterpreted. I like Aeon Janus, he's a good dude. Yeah, congrats on leaving Seasons. It's about time. Time for you to beat me to level 67 and claim your VIP. Yeah, purpose in BDO again? What's your purpose in BDO? We have a new Canon Brobear situation. Oh, he actually, if you're talking about Dapper Deck, Howie, he reached out to me yesterday because someone sent him, you know, I guess the timestamp of the VOD where I was talking about it. And he was actually pretty genuine. He reached out to me, and he basically said, you know, I don't want to be known as this guy that complains about PvP. It's tough because I'm under geared and I got people who are fucking with me. But he's like, do you have any advice for me? And I basically just told him straight out, like, the more you try to grab control of your content, like the tighter you try to control it, the more the community is going to push back. You need to recognize that these people who like to fuck around in the game, the way they play the game is no more or less legitimate than how we are playing the game. They're just people who finish their 9 to 5, they're coming home from work, they're trying to have fun, but more importantly, they're trying to be involved in your community. And just think about it, right? Like, imagine if you went to a playground or something, right? Or you're playing with your friends, and then I know, like, using kids is not really the greatest example, but I think there's some resemblance here. I think a lot of us, when we log on to play video games, we are trying to kind of relive a bit of our youth, right? Remember our days where there was less responsibilities and disconnect. But just think about it, right? Like, if you're playing with your friends and you're always telling your friends or anybody that comes with your friends' friends, that no, they only get to play with you when you say so and on your own terms, that's just going to piss them off, right? So you got to kind of think of it like these people are just trying to be involved with your community. And, you know, they're always going to tilt the advantage to them. But, you know, treat them as if they're just people having fun. And treat them with respect. Don't try to, you know, act like they are the worst people on the internet. They may say stupid things to try to elicit a reaction, but in general, you know, everybody in the community is a good person. At least I believe that. But yeah, like if you constantly just tell people that they only get to play with you on your terms when you say it's okay, it's not really a good environment for them too. So like I always try to make sure that you guys understand that I'll stick around and I'll be the butt of the joke. I'll let you guys beat on me a little bit. As long as there's some resemblance of fair play. If you guys come out with like 5 people, like I'm not gonna have fun at all and I'm just gonna leave. But if you guys come out with a bit of an advantage, 2v1, maybe even 3v1, depending on the classes, if there's a shy, F that, but you know what? I'll entertain it for a bit. We can play and have some fun, and you know, it is what it is, right? But ultimately, the way I view it is you guys are just trying to be part of the community. You guys are trying to show off the work you put into your character or how much work you put into getting better, right? And, you know, that deserves respect in its own. I know how much work it takes I put into my account to get to where I am, so I know that you guys are on that journey too. And, you know, if you're able to come out here and fuck with me, you probably put in a ridiculous amount of work too, and you just want to show it off, right? So I try to remember, and I'm not always the best at it. Sometimes I get in my feelings. We all do. We're not perfect. But trying to tell people as well, like, if somebody does something crappy to you in game, and then you start telling everybody that, oh, well, this is the worst person ever. I can't believe him. He's, you know, he's probably some basement-dwelling loser. He doesn't deserve anybody's respect. Like, you're holding people to an unrealistic standard, right? Yo, what's up? Thank you very much for the sub, Omenia. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll finish my thought in a second once the sub sound is finished.
Daddy's F, how we doing?
But yeah, it's like, think of kids playing with each other, right? Think of, like
Every single one of us dudes have been there. We got friends we were playing with when we were younger, maybe cousins or whatever, and you start playing a little too rough and someone gets hurt. But that's how you discover the lines, right? That's how you discover the boundaries. Either the